Good morning, buenos días. My name is Velazquez and I'm the Executive Director for Plant Facilities and Support Services for the Laredo Independent School District. This morning we are here to dedicate the Division of Operations in honor of a highly esteemed and hardworking former administrator of Laredo ISD, Mr. Conrado G. Cruz, Jr. The Division of Operations is headquarters for LISD support staff. This is where they begin their day and pick up their tools of their trade. It takes the industrious hands of our painters, plumbers, carpenters, electricians, landscapers, and air-conditioned repairmen to keep our schools clean, attractive, and conducive to learning. A few of them are here right now, but most of them are at our campuses performing their duties. For me, personally, it is an honor to office in the same building where Mr. Conrado Cruz once worked. At this time, I will pass the microphone to our Executive Director for Communications, who will continue with our ceremony. Thank you. Castillon.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Velazquez, and it was such a pleasure to plan this ceremony with you, Mr. Velazquez, and with today's honoree, Mr. Conrado Cruz. Growing up in Laredo, I knew many members of the Cruz family, so this is indeed an honor. But before we continue with the dedication, I ask that you please rise for the invocation to be given by Father Michael Gergen of San Luis State Church, and please also remain standing for the presentation of colors by the J.W. Nixon High School Junior ROTC under the direction of Sergeant Major Juan Hernandez. And then the national anthem will be performed by singer-songwriter Mick Cruz, son of today's honoree. And then the Pledge of Allegiance will be led by grandchildren of Mr. and Mrs. Cruz. Father?
Good morning. Good morning. Looking out, I think we could be at a Cruz block party. Or maybe a gathering of the old San Luis Rey Church or something like that. Before I begin, I'd like to only think about what is a blessing. A blessing is nothing more than a prayer. And what are we praying for? We're praying that God bless this building? No. We're praying that God bless those who work here, those who serve the young people of our city based from this facility. We pray that this might be an instrument of much good for our community, for our children, for those who work here. I ask you to bow your heads. Loving God, we gather today, asking you to bless this facility, all who work here, all who serve the young people from this facility. We do ask you to bless Conrado Cruz and his family. Bless him for his dedication to our community, for Laredo ISD, and for all of us. We ask you to continue to bless him and bless us, that we too might be instruments for the good of others. Grant this to Christ the Lord. Amen.
Color guard. Out. Left. Hey. Free. And color.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stars and bright stars through the perilous fight, for the rampart we watched was so gallantly seen, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say the
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Read. Honor. Right. Hey. Hold word. Heart.
Thank you. You may be seated. We are honored to have so many special guests attending our ceremony, and it's my pleasure to introduce them to you. Representing the LISD Board of Trustees, the Vice President of the Board, the Honorable Hector J. Noyola. The Secretary of the Board, the Honorable Ricardo Garza. Our Board Member, the Honorable Hector J. Pito Garcia. Our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. A. Marcus Nelson. Representing the United States Border Patrol, we have Agents Isaac Compian and Miguel Lopez. I'm here with you to help me introduce your department supervisors.
We have this morning Mr. Feliciano Garcia, Maintenance and Operations Director. Ms. Lourdes Paraz, Facilities Officer. Mr. Hector Rogelio, Facilities Officer. Mr. Jose Conde, Facilities Officer for the department. Mr. Jose Luis Santos, Warehouse Supervisor. Mr. Lorenzo Cortez, Warehouse Supervisor 2. Thank you for everybody for joining to this awesome event. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Velazquez, and I just want to thank Mr. Velazquez and this department for helping us in planning today's event. I also see here some former staff members at the Division of Operations. Would you all rise and take a bow, Matt, and a few others that I saw here. Thank you for joining us this morning. As well as some former principals and colleagues of Mr. Cruz, Ms. Ayala, and Ms. Castillon. See you all back here. Thanks to everybody for their assistance. I especially want to thank the LISD Office of Communications for all their help in today's event, and also ITV under the direction of Jeanette Vasquez. Now we move on to our greetings. Speaking on behalf of the LISD Board of Trustees as the Vice President, an active member of our beloved community, and champion for kids of all ages, please help me welcome the Honorable Hector J. Noyola.
Thank you, Veronica. Good morning. On behalf of Laredo Independent School District Board of Directors, Dr. Marcus A. Nelson, our Superintendent, and all Laredo Independent School District Nation, welcome to this dedication. I have known Conrado for many years, and I have always admired his excellence with Laredo Independent School District, his passion and dedication to the church, the elderly, and the youth of Laredo. I am honored to be part of this dedication. Congratulations, Conrado, very deserving, and I wish you, your beautiful wife Beatriz, and your family the best. Thank you for always caring and sharing.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and all of our board members for all the time you so willingly give to the school district. And now it's an honor for me to introduce our next speaker. He is the instructional leader of our district and its 24,500 students, and he just celebrated his birthday last Saturday. I would like to invite Dr. Marcus Nelson to the podium. Dr. Nelson.
Good morning.
Good morning.
honorable members of the board, my father who's here, thank you for joining us, Mr. Zapata, and the man of the hour, Mr. Cruz. What can I say? To the family, it's just a small token of our appreciation for the service, life, and ultimately legacy of Mr. Conrado Cruz. I met Mr. Cruz for the first time at a Boys and Girls Club track meet. Yeah, and I don't mind telling you that when we first started talking, we were standing, it was about 5 o'clock. About 8 o'clock, Mr. Cruz is still standing there, clapping for every kid that crossed the line, especially the ones that come in at the end. And it's just an example of the kind of man that Mr. Cruz is. You know, I've been in Laredo now for 8 years, and I'm proud to be a part of this beloved city and school system. And I've seen a lot of good days and a lot of bad days. And I've had to deal with a lot of things with our board as a team as we try to address issues. We've had to handle things like budget, hiring and firing decisions, the state accountability system. And I want you to know that to have a facility named after you with an 8-0 vote, really 7-0 and me, that don't happen every day. But I'm proud to say that our board and myself and our staff all feel without question Mr. Cruz is so deserving for us to call this the Cruz Center or something. We'll come up with something fancy that everybody can call it. And I'm thinking about, believe it or not, one of my favorite country and western songs that really summarizes what we all think of Mr. Cruz. I bet you didn't know I knew country and western. But it's a song by a gentleman named Tim McGraw. And he sings a song called Humble and Kind. And that, my friends, is the perfect summary of the man we celebrate today, Mr. Conrado G. Cruz, Jr. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nelson. Here to introduce our honoree is a former track star who is also a teacher and coach at Laredo ISD at Nixon. He's a civic volunteer and a former Laredo Community College board member, and now he's a retiree. Please put your hands together for Mr. Saba Zapata III.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I first want to thank the honoree, school board members that are present, Dr. Nelson, for giving me the opportunity to be part of the celebration. Yes, I said a celebration. Because this morning, we celebrate the deeds of an individual that began giving back to this community in 1959. His contributions came as a classroom teacher first, as a department head, Division of Operations of LISD. Served the youth and the elderly and disadvantaged through the CAA program. Served the community as the manager of the Laredo Chamber of Commerce. Along his professional career, the honoree found time to raise 5 children. Volunteers as a member of the LULAC, Council 12, Border Olympics, March of Dimes, Boys and Girls Club of Laredo, Rio Grande League, St. Vincent de Paul Conference of St. Lucie Church, and United Way. In traveling this journey, our honoree received 25 awards and honors depicting his involvement. His unselfish work produced the Rio Grande League scholarship given annually to a graduating senior that played baseball for Martin Hire Nixon and must have participated in the Rio Grande League. As a former district administrator of Little League, I can attest that no other league in the southwestern region, and that's 6 states of Little League, offers a scholarship to their former players. Our honoree is also responsible for providing the housing to the elderly through the St. Vincent de Paul Conference, which he founded. He is also responsible for the creation of the Boys and Girls Club, which today bears his name. And I'll give a little sidetrack. Both him and Mr. Noyola, many, many years ago, came to my office. And they said, we're going to run this track meet, but we have a bunch of youngsters. How do we do it to be efficient and to do it correctly where nobody gets lost? And I had the pleasure, through my track experience, of visiting with them and giving them the idea of how to run it, which is the format that they still run. Every year, the club sponsors 4 track meets in which 4,000 plus girls and boys participate. I have highlighted a few of our honorees' accomplishments. Without a doubt, we as a community have benefited greatly from this individual. Ralph Waldo Emerson once wrote, and I quote, "The purpose of life is not to be happy. It is to be useful, to be honorable, and to be compassionate, to have it make some difference that you have lived and lived well." Ladies and gentlemen, this depicts our honoree. Please put your hands together and welcome Mr. Conrado G. Cruz Jr. to the podium.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Superintendent, LISD officers, Board of Trustees, guests, neighbors, friends, siblings, and everybody else that is in this area here, a bunch of acquaintances. So I thank you very much for being here this morning. I also would like to thank our superintendent. He was talking about meeting me when we were at a track meet. He's so right. I looked over to the Shirley Field. I looked over to the northwest, and I saw him doing that the corner there. It was the curve. But no, he was not running. Just coming across. Just coming across. I never told you that, but I remember you. Where are you? And I said, I want to make sure that he didn't have that behind. It was just his presence there was just a great moment because I knew of him. I hadn't dealt with him, but being at that track meet was. I really appreciate because he made time to be there. I also like to thank the media because they're here. Thank Salas, a friend of mine for many, many, many years that they're here. So on behalf of myself, my family, I would like to heartily give thanks to, she's not here, Dr. Cecilia Moreno, the president, but my friend Hector is here, the vice president. Hector is just like he's a good friend, but I consider him almost like a brother to me. I met him way back many years ago, and so I really appreciate his being here. Again, Dr. Marcus Nielsen, Superintendent, for the honor that is bestowed upon me this morning. I really appreciate that this name will continue to be here for a long time. I'll be gone by that time, but the name will be here. And that name represents the collective help that I have gotten from everybody that is here, everybody. And so this particular recognition is not mine alone, it's really not. There's many organizations, individuals who through grace of God, in one way or another, impacted my life. Molding it, shaping my character, and I am what today because of them. I thank you again. I mentioned that there's a lot of individuals that really impacted my life, and I go back to my mom and my dad. And I have a couple of siblings here. Mis hermanas son dos de ellas que están por ahí. Mi hermano. We were 8 in our family. 8. But the family unity was there since day one. Our family learned and was based on respect for the elderly, having a good education, and most importantly, through their example, nurtured us in our Catholic faith and beliefs. We are Catholics. My family is. The other person that impacted my life, I didn't know at that time, was my maternal grandmama, Santos Dena Vizcano. She was came over as a widow with 8 children. Imagine 8 children here. And settled somewhere on San Francisco and Lyon down the road. She had to do what she had to do to survive. No education, but they survived because she was a very, very exemplary person. I dealt with her when I was growing up, and our family settled close to Cruz, so I had to walk when I went to school, to Bruni School, on San Francisco, and I went by there many a times. And she was still doing her thing. Every morning she would get up at 5:30, go to Mass at Guadalupe Church at 6, and get back home to do her own thing. She made her money by having 2 milk cows. She would milk them in the morning, deliver the milk, milk them again in the afternoon, make cheese, and sell it. That's what she was. So, as a young man, I didn't realize really I was going to be impacted by this particular lady. But I saw her as she was just a small statured lady, maybe 5 feet, maybe 100 pounds, mojada, húmeda. But she had a big heart. I guess the one that what struck me the most is that her faith. She would go to Mass every day and say the rosary every day. So when I was growing up and walking through there, I would stop by and help her with the cows and do what I had to do. And so later I realized how this lady had impacted my life. Unconditional faith. Faith, faith, faith. I never seen anything like that. Courage. She was never, never afraid. She defeated fear. She really did. Strength. And just being a very hard worker to make ends meet. Was my grandma. I just remember her all the time. Almost every day. You know, there's a saying that a woman can make or break a man. Make or break a man. In 1959, I became a teacher at Farias Elementary School. I served my country in the Army and received my college degree. My wife, Beatriz, came into my life. In 1961, we were married. And so she's been my wife now 55 years. That's a bunch of years, right? So my wife has been my wife, my friend. She supported me without reservation in all my undertakings, whether it be civic, community, or religious involvement. She is the center, the core of our family. So after 55 years, I think you will agree with me that my wife did not break me, but made me. She made me. This time I'd like to just recognize the one and only, my beautiful wife, Beatriz. You know, when I was a teacher at Farias, I fell in love with this lady from a picture that was taken to me for whatever reason. Una prima, 5th grader. Says, Mr. Cruz, this is my prima. I'd like for you to meet her. That's what she said, way back in 59. Well, I did finally. So in 61, we were married. Now I'd like to also mention, and I'll ask for standing after I get done with what I have to say here. Certainly my daughter Cordelia is here. Julian and Christina could not be here. They're involved in doing what they need to do. Julian is, I hope that I seem to be a doctor, a medical doctor, 3rd year medical school. Christina, applying to dental school, she'll be graduating this year. So I hope that I can get to see that part of it. Then it's CJ Conrado, which is here. Conrado is, Noah is here, and Olivia, they're here. The wife could not make it, she is working, testing. Next is Gilbert, and Gilbert's, Dina could not make it, but my little one here, Catherine, is here. By the way, Catherine is a volleyball player, all-stater in Libero, UC Libero. Not only volleyball, but academics. So I know that the dad is very proud of that. But I see my son at times lucky and sometimes Mary not too happy that Catherine is going to go play Seton Hall up in the east volleyball. So está muy contenta, pero a la misma vez se le va a ir la hija, ¿verdad? Lo que tiene que hacer. Those are things of life, that's the way it is. Then Marco is, and Jennifer are here. And the little one here in front is the daughter, Alexandra, Nika. Meg is here. Wife, Teresa. How did you like that country music? He was very talented. Gilbert says that he plays the radio to hear that Gilbert. That's his. Oh, so he's talented too. Accompanying him is Nicolas and Leah. And then I see back there some of the other cruises that are here. So I like at this time to, well, as my sister is here, Magdalena from Houston, and also Maria Elena and his husband and one of his sons. Yes, thank you. I'd like for the Cruz family to stand and be recognized. Thank you, thank you. So I mentioned a little bit about St. Paul. There are two individuals that I need to name regarding that. Father Jones, who founded St. Paul in 1963, and Father Kircher. Those are the ones that are responsible to convince us that St. Paul should be involved with affordable housing for the elderly and the handicapped. The first housing project was Villa San Luis. That was way back in 1972. And so we didn't stop there. That was a mortgage, meaning a loan. We continued, Daniel Valdez, Father Kircher, and Casa Trinidad. Glad to tell you that it's a 40-year mortgage, 40 years. We paid Villa San Luis note after 40 years. And this is a non-profit corporation that still is around. I think Brother Palacios is here, but is one of our members of the San Luis Paul. Another individual that I want to mention, passing pretty quickly, Judge Alberto Santos. Judge Alberto Santos took over the Community Action in the Commissioner's Court in 1970. By that time, I was in San Antonio working. So they invited me to be interviewed and see if I could become their director of the CAA. And I did. And I was there for 10 years. Salas mentioned some of the things that we did, and it was a very, very good program. The last but not least, the individuals who brought me back to division operations. After being absent, I was only a teacher for about 7 years at Parillas. The former superintendent, now gone, Vidal M. Trevino, a good friend. Tremendous vision. Tremendous vision. I credit him for a lot of things that he did. I respect him a lot. I was so happy to get back here to this building. And one of the first things that we did when I became the director here is that attitude is everything. Just like Velazquez was saying. One of the first things I wanted to do was to convince the people that work in this facility that they were as important as anyone, any component of LISD. They were. Because we were the ones that kept the schools air conditioned, wood roof, painting, carpentry, the whole works. Mr. Velazquez made mention of that. So I was glad to get back here and participate and attempt to make a difference. My right hand in this organization was Mateo Trevino. Mateo and his wife. Also, Comadre Garcia was involved with the central office in the I had hoped that maybe Juan Mesa would come here, but I know that he probably has something else to do. But the other one that I really want to introduce is a lady that used to work in processing books here. When I lost the secretary, I said, this lady's full of energy, good attitude, hard worker. She did everything. But she was there. So I took her out of there and made her my secretary, Marta Palacios. You know, they've been so happy with her, her boss. I met him I saw him about 2 years ago. He came up to me and said, Mr. Cruz, I never met you, but I want to thank you. Thank me for what? What does this guy want to thank me for? Dijo, because you made a difference. And I love that difference in Marta Palacios because she is my secretary. And so it was nice to hear that at least I had influence and done something for someone. And that has always been my hope, that I can make a difference. I think I have in some cases. So while I was here, I also met new principals. There are two back there that, will you stand, Rosalinda and Olga? I just met beautiful principals and beautiful people like them. There was a group of girls, like I used to call them girls. Later on, I called them huercas. And that was the type of relationship that we had. Not huercas, there are about 5 of them. But these two have survived, so anyway, they're still huercas. I'm almost done, okay? You know, I believe in God, and every morning I get up and thank Him because I'm alive. And I ask Him, please help me do what I need to do today. What can I do to make a difference? So at the end of the day, I go back and I say, thank you for a good day. Now put me to sleep. That's my ritual. Put me to sleep. So I go back and I say, every day of my life, I thank God for having placed me in a position where I could be of service in helping at the Boys and Girls Club that was mentioned, the Border Olympics, Rio Grande League, the scholarship fund that we have in the Rio Grande League. And in working with children of all ages, I have felt tremendous sense of satisfaction and enjoyment. I believe that I have, in one way or another, made a difference in someone else's life. Then I have fulfilled God's purpose for me on earth. That's one of the things that I've always wanted to. I ask God, why am I here? Pretty quickly, I became a teacher, so I knew that I needed to be involved with children. My grandmother is the one that said, you need to help the elderly. The grandmother that I mentioned. So I continue to do that every day of my life. In conclusion, let me just reiterate that without the guidance, friendship, wisdom, and leadership of so many role models, leaders and successful men and women who crossed my path, I would not have been able to do all the things that I've done. I thank you and God bless you for being here. Mil gracias.
Thank you, Mr. Zapata and Mr. Cruz. We have come to the conclusion of our formalities, and so I ask at this time that you please join us in the front of the building on Lion Street, and we will be unveiling the lettering that will grace this building for perpetuity. So please join us up front. And after the unveiling, please come back and enjoy the refreshments. I also want to thank Mick Cruz for the beautiful music. We appreciate it very much. Thank you. 3, 2, 1. And welcome to the Conrado Cruz Division of Operations facility.